Hi.
Hello indie game fan! With a whopping 839 new releases on Steam in May, inevitably I have missed some new releases due to surprise releases, 1.0 versions coming out of early access, or simply oversight on my part, so here are the indie game new releases that I missed in May 2019. Kids is a super weird, more interactive experience than game, which allows you to move with and against the crowds until everyone is gone.
We've been complacent for too long, but that's over now. The children of the sun will no longer be led by an unworthy puppeteer. It's time to cut those cables and strangle our detractors with them to the last. Surrender or die.
Between the Stars is an impressive space simulator where you play as the captain of an interstellar cruiser. Space sims are always so ambitious, and this looks very pretty as well.
Status critical. I'll end you, Nartos! Systems completely destroyed.
Golden Key has you playing as an official who needs money to treat your daughter who is seriously ill. Little bits of that Papers, Please vibe. Another not quite indie game, Conan Unconquered, is a wave-based survival base building RTS starring the franchise barbarian brought to us from Petroglyph, who are some of the minds behind the original Command & Conquer. The common complaint is that this seems to take a lot from They Are Billions with a different skin, but hey, if you prefer scorpions and raiders to zombies, this is worth checking out. Speaking of old school developers, Greybeard Games is helmed by one David Brevik, a veteran developer best known for co-founding the studio that came to be known as Blizzard North and is one of the minds behind Diablo and Diablo 2. His game, Lurks Below, hit 1.0 and is, surprisingly, a Terraria-style crafting survival RPG with the trademark action and loot hooks, with more of an emphasis on RPG elements like stats and talent trees. As mentioned in an earlier video, Gato Roboto was one of the new releases I missed since it got a release date about a week before its release and I was abroad at the time. Normally, I would advise against doing something like this since it takes everyone by surprise, but with the backing of Devolver Digital, this was not a problem here. A Metroidvania where you play as a cat, both in and out of a mech suit, this has more direct links to Metroid rather than Castlevania, but has that trademark progression of defeating bosses to gain new powers to access new areas. Excellently reviewed. Deck Hunter is another title which I have been keeping an eye on, and is a roguelite deck builder in the vein of Slay the Spire with some flashy 3D visuals. Always more than keen to check these out. Mostly Scared of Spiders is a survival game set in the Australian outback where, as the memes go, everything wants to kill you.
Hello viewers, welcome to this evening's match, starring Team Blue versus Team Red.
Welcome to The False Front, a multiplayer first-person shooter set in a huge arena, cheered on by a massive audience, as well as broadcasted on the television. A sport played in 3 different ways: free-for-all, team deathmatch, or search and destroy.
Has planted the ball.
False Front is a cartoony first-person shooter set in a world where warfare is a sport and is broadcasted on TV, featuring your favorite game modes like free-for-all, team deathmatch, and search and destroy.
Stand down, soldier.
To stand out, you can through progression and challenges, customize your character with new gear, and style your weapons with camos and sponsors.
Hello, Governor. Sweet dreams.
Boom! Shotgun!
Hi again.
Get to the Orange Door is an intense first-person parkour shooter that pumps up the adrenaline and speed with the objective of getting to the Orange Door in each level. Desert Skies is a first-person survival game where you are on an airship and have to explore, mine, loot, and fight, set in the Wild West. comparisons have been made to raft, but in the air instead of water. Outer Wilds is a Groundhog Day first-person mystery game where you are able to explore a multitude of crazy planets and uncover the reason why you are trapped in this time loop. Just a heads up, it's an Epic Store and Xbox exclusive for now. KUMACURE is another fairly blatant tribute to Mega Man, with gaining new powers when you defeat a boss, and even from the level select screen to some extent. Fairly decent game to tide us through until the next one. Deep Sky Derelicts New Prospects is a DLC to the reductively sci-fi Darkest Dungeon style game released last year. I quite enjoyed the base game, with the card-based attacks being an interesting twist, so the DLC adds even more content in the form of a new class, enemies, environmental conditions, and exploration mechanics. Vectronom is a rhythm action puzzle game where you have to move your cube to the beat. Real sick beats, similar to what you would hear in Thumper, and I just love this type of game. SIGIL was created for the 25th anniversary of Doom, and while now considered a AAA title under Bethesda, Romero himself has gone indie, so it's nice and crazy to see something like this in 2019. For more upcoming indie game new releases, check out the previous video or click on the recommended playlist, and I will see you after the jump.